All right. Good morning again. We'll get started here in just a moment. Hope it's a good morning for all you guys. I was going to do grass this morning. I was going to cut grass this morning, but it's raining. All right. Excuse me. So this is by multiple requests to show one of my desktops with Linux Mint Mate. I was hoping to do this Sunday night, but I got tied up with long distance phone calls and never went live. So we'll do this now. It'll be fairly short. And this was unscheduled. Again, the rain pretty much changed my schedule. Maybe I'll cut grass tomorrow. All right, let me get situated here, and then I'll show you my desktop here in a second. Okay, let me refresh the chat here. Make sure nobody's here already. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell, thumbs up. You can send me a message if you wish. If you want to sponsor a live event, the topic of your choice, we can do that. All right. All right, so it says excellent connection on the stream. So I will be doing this on my 13-year-old Lenovo desktop. Not the best computer CPU for streaming, but I cranked it down from 1080p to 720p, so I think we'll be okay. I'm going to transition here. All right, so this is my OBS setup. I don't really change this that much in terms of my scenes, sources, menu here, how I set this up. It's pretty basic stuff. I like to keep it simple. I love the KISS method. So if I click transition as an example, those of you watching this podcast, and yeah, transition again. I think you get how this works. So, all right, let's minimize this. All right, make sure we're good. Looks like we're good. Okay. So this is, I have a couple desktops with the Linux Mint Mate version. This is the older one, as I stated. The other one's on my Dell. So just a basic, wallpaper of the moon at night. I like to move the panel from the bottom to the top, as you see here. I stuck with the classic, I guess you call this the Mint menu. I think that's what it's called, the Mint menu. You can toggle between favorites and all applications. Simple stuff. Let's go to the system monitor and resources. So, all right, almost 2 gigs of memory, dual core machine, CPU. I guess it's okay, not running too hot, good enough. Weather applet. Probably the best weather monitor for Linux, one of the easiest. And yeah, showers today, tonight, partly sunny tomorrow, and might cut grass tomorrow. So the usual icons here at the top. I got my dad's music playing, and the Cairo dock. This is probably the only extra fancy schmancy thing that I have installed. You may have heard of this. There are plenty of docks for Linux. I like this one because I just like the way it looks. It's fancy but not resource hungry. Or resource hungry or hangry. Applications menu, Synaptic Package Manager, LibreOffice, my dad's tunes, the pop-up for the song, browsers here. Again, basic stuff. You can customize this dock if you right-click here, configure, behavior, appearance, short keys, add-ons. The list goes on and on and on. So, themes, yeah, on the left here. So, again, basic stuff. And like I said, this is really the only extra thing that I have installed to make this look more modern. go to the Mint menu, go to All Applications. Real brief stuff I have here. Under Accessories, I installed CMatrix. Simulates the display from the Matrix movie. The Chrome apps, the graphics, nothing fancy there. Internet. I like to web browser hop, as I like to call it, although not as much. I probably don't need KD Connect, so I could probably uninstall that, but I won't do it now. XChat I probably won't use. The Min browser, testing that's a brand new fast browser. Go to Office, LibreOffice Suite, sound and video. Got some stuff here, Pulse Effects and Shortwave, Internet Radio. Audacity when I edit some audio files. Audacious, a lightweight music player. System tools. Again, the Cairo dock. BleachBit to eliminate wasted space. Timeshift is probably another thing I won't use. I can right click and uninstall that, but not now. Administration. Yeah, nothing fancy here. Preferences. We go to disks, and I have a 480 gigabyte disk solid state drive, as you see. Some shortcuts here on the desktop. It's telling me I have a DVD. Yes, this computer has a DVD player. I have a disc in there. I don't know which one. And guys, that's it. That's my very simple Linux Mint Mate desktop. Yeah, it's Linux. You can jazz this up if you want to, but I like to keep it simple, as it were, as I've stated. My simple Linux Mint Mate desktop. Okay. Let me go to this, back to the OBS or to the YouTube studio. All right, retro smooth bababoo. Fancy, he wrote. Well, hello. Yes. Well, it's fancy enough for me. I like it. Yu-Gi-Oh's in the house. Good morning. Nice setup. Very good. Well, thank you. Yeah, it works for me. It gets the job done. It's fast enough for this computer that originally had Windows 7. So, yeah, it does the job. I was able to resuscitate this dinosaur computer and get it to work. Can't do everything I wanted to do, but it's good enough. So it works the way it should. And this is pretty much the same setup I have on my Dell computer, on my main desktop. That's on my desk. Yeah, you know, sometimes you can do too much, break something by accident. Yeah. So this is how I like it. So Cairo dock is pretty slick. Rossi popped in. Hi. Very clean, but you never really see the dock on the right. That's different. Yeah, I'm guessing most people, I probably at the bottom, but since I'm right-handed, I have it on the right. Does that make sense? If I was left-handed, I'd have it on the left. I mean, it makes sense to me. So yeah, but yeah, I just stuck it to the right because I'm right-handed. That's pretty much the only reason why. I would probably, if I had the panel at the bottom, I would probably have it at the top. Panel at the top, have the dock at the bottom. I just wanted to be different, so. And that's why the Cairo dock is on the right, Rossi. Yeah, Yugi, you have your Mate setup panel at the top. Yeah, it's you know, I started doing the top panel. I don't know. I have to think. It was before the pandemic started. I guess because when we read a book, we read from, you know, top to bottom, right? Not bottom to top. Maybe there's a psychology behind that. But yeah, it's at the top, just the way that I like it. And the Cairo dock, there are many times I forget that I have it. I just remembered this morning, just to show you guys. But yeah, it's, you know, it works for me. So those of you who had a request to take a look at my Linux Mint Mate desktop, that's it. Maybe one of these days I'll show you my Windows setup, but again, I'm not into customizations that much, so there wouldn't be much there. My Chromebook setup, you really can't Chrome OS wasn't really designed to be customized to avoid bugs, but that's okay with me. As long as it works, I'm totally good with that. So there you have it, my Linux Mint Mate setup. OBS Studio, of course, is what I pretty much use. Been using for years. It just works. The only other system I have installed that's fairly new would be the MX Linux on my 32-bit ThinkPads, but those are really outdated. One of them had a Windows XP originally, so yeah, it's I don't know if I could even stream on those anymore. You know, I'd have to try, but yeah. That's about the only new system I have installed is MX Linux. Of course, I've messed with Zorin OS, and a very good one if you are a Windows user, brand new. Maybe start with that. So you like Windows 7 on your gaming laptop? Okay. Using legacyupdate.net. That's interesting. Okay. Not familiar with that, but all right. All right, I'll stick around for a little bit longer. See if anybody else wants to jump in the chat and say hello. Really, the only bad thing I have here is well, not. Can't really say it's bad. It works. It's just outdated desktop, but able to get it working. I did buy a newer machine, the ThinkPad, that was Windows 11. Excuse me, Windows 11 ready. I could probably stream 4K with that one if I wanted to. And maybe I'll test that one streaming another time. But I got a really good deal on this ThinkPad. Yeah, these machines were normally about $1,000 and up. This is 5 years old. I got it for less than $200. Pretty good condition. Had to buy a battery for it. No big deal. I installed the OS myself, and it only has 8 gigs of RAM. But after some tests, yeah, I think the 8 gigs is fine. Not doing any gaming, but that's my newest purchase. Is Mate on a slow release kernel? Well, Mate, Linux Mint, their version of that desktop, they release when ready, when they think it's ready, Rossi, not necessarily on a set schedule. Linux Mint in general. So I'm including that includes everything that they release, including their desktop version. So is it slower than the latest and greatest? Probably, but I'm cool with that because I don't want any bugs. In 2024, now, any operating system that tries to compare itself to Chrome OS, Chromebooks, or Windows and says this can be a replacement should have virtually 0 bugs. I say that because at least in Chromebooks, there are no bugs. If you buy a Chromebook and something's wrong, return it immediately. This is based on my multiple tests over the years on multiple machines. Okay? So, slow is okay. Getting back to my point, Rossi. Slow is okay as long as there are no bugs. You can't have a Linux-based operating system that says, use this instead of Windows, and there are bugs. Or use this instead of Chromebooks, and there are bugs. It's wrong. It's deceiving. It's misleading to a new Linux user. Anyway, I hope that answers the question. But Linux Mint, the Zorin OS team, they release when ready, not necessarily on a set schedule. And they have succeeded. So let's see. Storm OS Dev is in the house. Good morning. How are ya? Ben, I thought it was you. Yeah, Stormer OS. How you been, Ben? It's been a while. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. Those of you who stuck around, my dad is scheduled to fly in from Rome April the 11th. From Rome to New York, then here. We may do something live. We may do something like ask your Hollywood questions, since he's a retired actor. We may do something like that. We'll see. Yeah, something we couldn't quite do last year because he was only here 5 days. I think now he's staying 10 days. I got to look at the schedule. So, yeah, if you see me post a thumbnail, ask your Hollywood questions. That's not going to be me. I'm not an actor. That would be Des. If you see that posted for the future, then you'll know why. Either we'll do it live or as a YouTube premiere, or something like that. Is it true? Is that a true workstation for you? Do you need Windows for something? I'm trying to leave Windows completely, but the legacy apps, Okay. Rossi, I use Windows maybe, I don't know, 20% of the time. Right now, because I'm comfortable using my Chromebooks, Linux Mint, for now, I think those are solid enough, bug-free enough, virtually bug-free, that I don't have to use Windows. Okay. As far as using it for video editing, this computer is capable, but it's too slow for video editing. For example, the other day I was testing Kdenlive to edit a 2.5-minute video or 3-minute video, and it took over 6 minutes, sometimes longer. Well, that's going the wrong way. Not the fault of the computer, it's just an outdated machine. It's wonderful that it still works, but as far as doing work on this older machine, I can do this. I think it's fast enough, streaming in 720p. I can't do this in 1080p. It would just buffer and choke. Would it be better if I ran it in Windows? Probably not. That maybe the graphics drivers are better in Windows, but when you have an outdated machine, even though it still works, and ThinkPads, Lenovo's are fantastic machines. They're like Toyota, Lexus. They just keep going and going like a Lexus. But at some point, it's just not going to have enough horsepower. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. So I still use Windows sometimes, because I still think Windows still has, in terms of graphics drivers, if you buy a new machine and multimedia, Windows is probably better for the graphics drivers and stuff like that. So Rossi, I hope that answers your question. But for now, yeah, I use Windows maybe 20% of the time. Keep the machines updated, and I like to know what is new in both Linux and Windows. If Chromebooks had all the apps that I needed to use, and it's probably the same for Windows users, which is why you probably still have to use Windows. If Chromebooks had all the apps, not a lot, but if it had all the apps I needed to use, I would probably use Chromebooks or a Chromebox 100% of the time. It's not there yet. So there you go. Yeah, Ben, I will, like I said, I will tell him, And like I said, he's scheduled to be here on the 11th. You got 11 Gen Asus laptop. Okay. For Arch Fedora. Nothing for Mint, so hence you decided to put Arch on it. Speaking of Arch, I may have another person come to visit, a friend of mine from Florida, Dr. Linda DeRay. She's a psychologist, so we'll see if I can get her on live, and it'll be yeah, for all you Arch users I have who need your head examined. Here's psychoanalyst Dr. Linda DeRay. I may do something like that. We'll see if I have time. But anyway, so I have a busy month coming up in April. Hopefully productive. So we'll see. Oh, speak of that, Linda just actually texted me now. She's in New Orleans, taking care of business there. Very good, Linda. All right. So getting back to this, yeah, my Linux Mint Mate setup, older machine, 720p, 1080p. I think it'll choke. This is a very outdated processor, dual core, a machine from 2011. It works. Don't have to trash the machine or donate it or whatever. At least not yet. And yeah, it gets the job done in both Windows 11 and Linux Mint. Of course, Linux Mint's going to be a little bit faster than Windows 11. That's it. That's my Linux Mint. Mate Desktop XFCE would probably be a little bit faster, but Mate is okay. I've always liked the Mate Desktop. I think it's because it reminds me of the original Ubuntu before they switched their desktop environments. And the Unity was okay. Never did like GNOME. It was just yeah, something about the GNOME desktop. It just does not hit me right. So there you go. Yeah, back the GNOME 2 days, Ben. Yeah, that's just a simple desktop environment. And if you want to customize and make it fancy, go ahead. But I like to start off lightweight and easy and then go from there. So if we go back and transition to my desktop, yeah, there's something to be said for lightweight. Love this Cairo dock. That's a nice little flair, to the desktop. Just works the way it should. No surprises. And the right click at the panel, you can do other menus. So yeah, this is the Mint menu. We got the classic menu, compact menu. So if we do the classic menu, right here, there's your classic from the Ubuntu days, right, Ben? Applications, places, system. Yeah. Right click, remove from panel. At the panel, menu. We got classic menu. And what's the compact indicator app menu? Compact menu? The compact menu, that's what I wanted. There we go, the compact menu. Anyway, you get the picture how you want to do this. So easy to customize, nothing to break. It's all built in, which is why I like it. All right, let's what time is it? It's almost 11. I haven't had breakfast yet, so let's give this 5 minutes, and I guess we'll wrap it up here at 11 o'clock my time. If you have any final questions or comments, and we'll wrap it up for today. You know, I will say this on a doing this on a 50-inch screen, cranking down the resolution so the system runs smoother really shows it's not as sharp on a bigger screen. Yeah, does make a difference on the big screen to go the highest resolution possible. But it works this way, so hopefully there's no buffering on your end. And by the way, thank you for all of the PayPal donations. I have to give a shout out to Tim. Always donates to the wine fund. And when I say wine, I don't mean Linux wine. But thanks to all of you who have contributed to keep this channel running over the years. Couldn't do it without you. If you would like to contribute, there are links below this in the show notes. And thanks again. If you would like to sponsor a live show, you can send me an email at totalOStoday@gmx.com. And yeah, topic of your choice. We can do a 1-hour show, 2-hour show. I'm flexible. All right, guys, is there anything else? It is almost 11. Like I said, I had no breakfast yet. So I had what did I have when I had milk and strawberry, Nestle's Quick strawberry mixed with the milk. I think that's what it's called. Nestle Quick, something like that. It was actually pretty good. Ben, you're heading out? Okay. Hope it's not raining where you're at. Hey, rainy day. I hate waking up to rain. I feel like I just want to stay in bed longer. It's awful. Oh, wow. Well, thank you. Speaking of donations, someone sent a donation. Well, thank you. You know who you are. All right. Okay. It is almost 11 here. I need to head out, grab something to eat. If you missed any of this, of course, you can replay this. And, yeah, you guys know how to reach me. So, yeah, I'm starting to get hungry. Joey just popped in the house. Joey, I'm so sorry. I'm just sending this now. I need to get something to eat, but maybe I'll catch you next time. My dear friend Joe, hope all is well out there. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to eat something, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you all for stopping in, and have a good day. Peace.